So I got dumped at the Ren Fair by a guy who looked kind of like Kenny G, but my heart was broken for way too long. And every once in a while, I'd drive past his house at night. I never got caught, but I didn't feel good about myself doing it. And one night, I thought I gotta lift my spirits. I'm gonna go to the record store before it closes and buy some gangster rap. And on my way there, coming down through the residential area, I saw a figure in the road. Long purple wizard robe, purple shoes, white hair, and I realized it was an old woman with a walker, and I thought, what is she doing? Taking in her trash this late? And I felt bad about myself, so I thought, I'll help another human being. That'll fix it. So I pulled over and asked if she needed anything, and she said she was walking home. This late! I was like, you want a ride? So she hopped in the old car. I loaded her walker in the back, and I asked, where do you live? She said she couldn't quite remember, but I was like, hand over your wallet. And she did, and got her address on her ID card and drove her 4 miles across town to her house. And we got there and there was an apartment for rent in her complex, and I was like, what if I rent this and me and Cecile become best friends? On the way down, she asked me if I was married. I said no, and she was like, don't bother, men are trash. And I was like, I love her. Anyway, no keys in her purple purse. We were keyless, so I had to knock on our manager's door. I was like, hey, Cecile locked herself out. He was shirtless with just a towel around his waist. He seemed like we interrupted him, quite frankly. And he's like, she's back? This is the second time since we moved her out. And at that moment I realized that was not where Cecile lived after all. She had a letter in her purple purse with a forwarding label to an old folks home, just about a block from where I picked her up. Called the old folks home. Sure enough, they were missing a Cecile. I said I could drive her back. And they was like, no, you've kidnapped her. So they had to call the LAPD. They loaded Cecile in the back of a squad car, but before they closed the door, she said she was turning 83 the next week. She invited me to her birthday party, and they closed it. We high-fived through the window. They went off into the night. And I went to her birthday party, and I went and kicked it with Cecile a few times after that. But I never drove past that dude's house again. Cecile's probably dead now, but I loved her.
I do too.
She was cool.